Have you ever wondered why some people seem unfazed by life's ups and downs? This calmness, this peaceful resilience may very well be attributed to the practice of Stoicism, a philosophy that has its roots in the bustling markets of ancient Greece. Stoicism, a philosophy as old as the hills yet as relevant as the morning news, was founded by Zeno of Citium around the 3rd century BC. Zeno, a merchant who became a philosopher, taught his ideas in the painted porch, or stoipoikile, of Athens, which gave birth to the term Stoicism. At its core, Stoicism is all about developing self-control and fortitude to overcome destructive emotions. It's about understanding the world around us, acknowledging the forces beyond our control, and focusing on what we can change: our reactions, our perceptions, and our emotions. Stoicism does not advocate for the suppression of emotions, but rather, it emphasizes on the transformation of them through reason and logic. The goal of Stoicism, you ask? Well, it's tranquility, freedom from suffering, and most importantly, achieving inner peace. Stoics believe that by accepting the inevitable and by being indifferent to external influences, we can find lasting happiness. They propose that our distress is not a result of the events in our lives, but rather how we interpret and react to these events. One of the key principles of Stoicism is understanding the difference between what's in our control and what's not. The weather, the traffic, other people's opinions, these are not in our control. But our reactions, our attitudes, our beliefs, these are within our power to change. And here's the beauty of it all. Stoicism is not just a philosophy, it's a way of life. It's a practical guide that can help us navigate through the stormy seas of life with grace and resilience. It's a tool that can help us turn adversity into advantage and chaos into harmony. Stoicism teaches us that the way to happiness is not through material goods or success, but through inner peace. And isn't that, after all, what we're all striving for? One of the most famous Stoics, Marcus Aurelius, was not only a philosopher, but also the Emperor of Rome. Born in 81 AD, Aurelius ascended to the throne in 161 AD as the last of the so-called 5 good emperors. His reign, which lasted nearly 2 decades, was marked by military conflict and a devastating plague. Yet, amidst the turmoil, Aurelius found solace in the philosophy of Stoicism. Aurelius was not a philosopher in the academic sense. He didn't teach in the grand halls of a university or spend his time debating theories. Instead, he was a practitioner of philosophy, applying the principles of Stoicism to his everyday life and duties as emperor. In fact, it was in the midst of war, while on campaign against the Germanic tribes, that Aurelius penned his most significant contribution to Stoicism, a book known as Meditations. Meditations was never meant for public eyes. It was a personal journal, a collection of thoughts and reflections written for himself alone. In it, Aurelius delved into the nature of the universe, the transience of life, and the importance of accepting what we cannot change. It was a practical guide to navigating the tumultuous waters of life, filled with wisdom and insights that continue to resonate centuries later. Aurelius was a man of action, and his philosophy was one of action. Stoicism, for him, wasn't about retreating from the world, but engaging with it courageously and virtuously. He believed in duty, responsibility, and the power of rational thought. Even as an emperor, he sought to live a simple life, free from the trappings of wealth and power. He embodied the Stoic ideal of living according to nature, accepting the world as it is, and finding peace within oneself. Marcus Aurelius was not just a ruler, but a philosopher king who left a lasting impact on the world. His life, reign, and writings serve as a testament to the enduring power of Stoicism, a philosophy that guided him through the challenges of his time and continues to inspire millions today. Marcus Aurelius had a unique perspective on Stoicism, which he documented in his personal writings. As the Roman Emperor, Marcus Aurelius was no stranger to power and wealth. Yet his Stoic philosophy led him to a life of simplicity and self-discipline. He believed in the acceptance of things as they are, often writing about the value of surrendering to the natural flow of life. He famously stated, "Accept whatever comes to you woven in the pattern of your destiny, for what could more aptly fit your needs?" This acceptance, according to Aurelius, was not a form of resignation, but rather an acknowledgement of the universe's grand design. Marcus Aurelius was also a strong advocate for self-improvement. He saw each day as an opportunity to become a better person, to learn and to grow. He once wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one." This quote perfectly encapsulates Aurelius's emphasis on action over words. He believed that virtue was not something to be merely discussed, but to be lived out in one's daily actions. Furthermore, Marcus Aurelius had a distinct view on material possessions. Despite being the most powerful man in the world, he saw the pursuit of wealth and luxury as insignificant. In his writings, he often reminded himself of the transient nature of all things, stating, "All that you see will soon have vanished, and those who see it vanish will vanish themselves, and the ones who reached old age have no advantage over the untimely dead." Marcus Aurelius's Stoic philosophy was not just a theoretical construct, but a guide to living a meaningful life. His writings, filled with wisdom and practical advice, continue to inspire millions around the world. He taught us to accept life as it comes, to strive for self-improvement, and to understand the insignificance of material possessions. Marcus Aurelius believed in the power of the mind to overcome any obstacle, a belief that is still relevant today. How can we apply the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius and Stoicism in our modern lives? This is the question that we're here to answer today. Marcus Aurelius, as we've learned, was not just a Roman emperor, but also a philosopher who left us with timeless wisdom on how to lead a Stoic life. His teachings are not just philosophical ideas to ponder, but practical guidelines we can incorporate into our everyday lives. Let's start with the concept of acceptance, a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Accept whatever comes to you woven in the pattern of your destiny, for what could more aptly fit your needs?" In our modern lives, we face many uncertainties and changes. Instead of resisting or worrying about what we cannot control, we can apply Aurelius's wisdom by accepting these circumstances as part of our journey. This doesn't mean we become passive, but rather, we focus our energy on how we respond to what life throws at us. This leads us to the next teaching from Aurelius, self-improvement. He believed in the continuous pursuit of virtue and wisdom. He wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one." This is a call to action for each one of us. Instead of debating about what's right or wrong, let's focus on improving ourselves. We can do this by learning new skills, cultivating good habits, or simply striving to be kinder and more understanding. Finally, Aurelius teaches us not to let external circumstances dictate our happiness. He wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." This means that our happiness is not determined by what happens to us, but how we perceive and respond to these events. By adopting a Stoic mindset, we can maintain our tranquility, regardless of the external chaos. In the words of Marcus Aurelius, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." Therefore, let's apply these Stoic principles and cultivate a life of tranquility, resilience, and virtue.